Okay, we're going to go back to the programming now. It's a little more focused in so you can see what we're talking about here. What we have here, we have different recipes, and all I did was go into the edit recipe mode. Let me go ahead and I think I'm hitting that right. Return. Okay, edit recipe. It's hard to do this and film at the same time. Okay, so edit recipe, we're in recipes. We're in 8. We named the recipe 8. You can change the name of it if you want. By clicking that and hitting enter. So we're going to keep it recipe 8, I think. Yep, recipe 8. And right now, what do we want to do? Do we want to do turns, which is counting by auger revolutions only, time, which is by seconds only, turns with weight, which is what we're going to recommend for you guys. You're filling by turns, but you're also check weighing and sending signals back, or time by weight, which is by seconds, and then having signal set back. So we're in turns with weight. Our initial fill set point is 10 turns. What you have to do is you still have to find your revolutions for your product. So, right there we were running about, I think, a little bit more than a pound. If you're running 5 pounds, whatever you're running, you have to find the turns for that. You can set whatever turns you want in here. You can set 10. Let's go ahead and try to do this for you as I'm holding it. 10.23. Enter. So we're at 10.23 turns. That's where you'd start from. Then you would put a weight set point in here. We're by grams right now. So how many grams are you gonna fill by? Right now we're at 1,035. And we're gonna go into the other setup to kind of show you what happens from there. But fill timeout, we have 300 seconds. That just means if you guys walk away from the machine, the auger's running, say the encoder fails, the auger's running, then what can happen is, the auger will shut down if the fill timeout exceeds 300 seconds, which is too long, but you can put that at 20 seconds or something like that. I'm going to go to recipe page 2. Now your agitation, you want to be in with fill, that's your blade for your inner wall. You can go in continuous if you'd like. Excuse the noise in the background. I'm going to go vibration. So you have vibration in here. If you want the vibration on with fill, then the vibration, which is located in the conveyor down here, if you want that with fill, that'll turn on as the auger turns. If you want it in continuous all the time, the vibration will be on all the time. This is how long you want the vibration on after the fills. We have it for 1 second. So we're just kind of vibrating the container as we're filling it and a little bit after. Okay, so this is your delay before transfer. These are your two. This is what you want for your 2 different size bottles, or 3, or whatever, how many you have. You can go into 0.25, 0.5, 1 second. This is the delay before you transfer. The other one is a transfer time. So delay before transfer is after the auger is done filling. You want to give it a second before it indexes out of there. Then the transfer time is how long it takes for the next bottle to get in there. We have 1 second for each, and that's what we were running the original run at in the beginning of the segment. And then settle time after transfer. That's going to be if you ever had a lift to it. We don't have a lift on there right now, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, now we're going to go into system setup. Okay, there is lift hold, which you don't have a lift. You don't have a cutoff, but they're in there if you ever need a cutoff or a lift. This is if your agitation is on for longer than a minute, it will shut off if it's on for longer than a minute without a fill. Low level delay. This is how many seconds before your level control tells the feeder to turn on again. And then down here you have lift enabled, disabled, or disabled, and cutoff disabled. We have vibrate as enabled because you have the vibrator on this machine. And let's go into configuration. Oops, we don't want to hit configuration. Excuse me, I should have hit back there. Configurations if you want to go into the, it's loading. We can kind of show you that too while we're there. That's what you want to be as far as in English, the date, the time, all that stuff. We had already, we're going to go back into there. We'd already set that up for you, so you're good with that. All right, we're going to hit return now. Now we're going to go into weight setup. This is what I wanted to show you. Okay, so, we're going to kind of work a little backwards here. Fills per average, okay? How many containers do you want the checkware to read before sending the signal back? 1, 2, 10, 25, whatever. That's what that means. Fills after update. So fills after update is after it's the number of weights ignored after the fill update to allow for updated fill to reach the scale. So what that means is when the checkware updates, your checkware is down the line from this filler. How many bottles does it take to actually read the right one? And you're going to have to figure that out in the production. Is it, when the filler fills this one, how many bottles are in between before it reads it? Is it 5? Is it 10? Is it 12? That's what you would want to put in there. So you're not just you're catching up with what you're actually filling, not just reading 10 down the line. That's what that is. Maximum percent change. Okay, so the weight is out of the range that you put in there. What do you want to change in your average? Let's just say you're filling 1 pound, 454 grams, and it's off by more than 3%. Then when it takes that average, do you want the turns to change at 100%? Do you want it to change 15%? We like to change in smaller increments. So we don't like to just have the fill turns jumping all over the place, because product density just doesn't work that way. So if you keep that at around 15, 20%, that's where you should be. Maximum weight deviation. Okay, so what that means is anything that's red on the checkware that's outside of 20%. So if you're trying to fill, I think we were saying it's right around 1,035 grams. If it's 20% out of that range, it won't even read it. It'll just kick it out. It'll reject it out of the checkware, and that's it. Now we're going to go into auto run. When you go down to your switches, you want the conveyor on, emergency stop is pulled out, and fill motor is on, turned on. You also have vibration intensity and conveyor speed. They're all dials. Hopefully you can still see this. Okay, it is focused. So right now this is your automatic mode. You're going to want to hit start to get the filler running. Again, you want to preload with containers. Otherwise, the PhotoEye will read it and start filling without containers on the thing. If you can see here, right now we're at 10.23 turns. That's what we changed it to. Now, what happens is if our weight set point is 1,035 and it reads on the checkware, it will automatically change these turns down here. Now, we haven't done it yet, but it'll say the original turns. It'll say the corrected turns. It'll do that automatically. Again, you just want to set that up in your setup screen. It's a weight setup screen. Once you set that up, you'll be good to go. And again, I want to go back to that one more time to explain it to you. Weight setup. Fills per average. Right now we're doing 1 fill. I think 5 fills is probably what I'm going to keep it at for you guys. I think that's going to be a good average. So after 5 bottles run across there, it will send a signal back and change the weight. Again, you want to put your weight in that edit recipe screen, right? The weight set point. This is where you want to set where your set point is. As long as it's, within that set point, you're good to go. All right? And that's a little separate from your checkware, because your checkware is going to do the automatic things. Like you're going to set in your checkware, and that's going to be from lock, so you're going to call them for advice, but you're going to have a certain percentage that you want to stay within. If it's not within that percentage, it will reject it through the lock, not through this. This is a slave to the lock. So we just take the weights from them, average them out through this PLC, and change the turns. That's what this is for. Nothing else. But it's going to be a great system for you guys. Let's see if there's anything else we got to go through. I think that's it. Auto run, edit recipe, and we're pretty much good to go. So if you guys have any questions, please give us a call. Our number's right on the screen. Thanks.